I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. The truth is, of course, is that there is no journey. We are arriving and departing all at the same time. Age doesn't bother me. So many of my heroes were older guys. It's the lack of years left that weighs far heavier on me than the age that I am. As an adolescent, I was painfully shy, withdrawn. I didn't really have the nerve to sing my songs on stage, and nobody else was doing them. I decided to do them in disguise so that I didn't have to actually go through the humiliation of going on stage and being myself. Searching for music is like searching for God. They're very similar. There's an effort to reclaim the unmentionable, the unsayable, the unseeable, the unspeakable. All those things comes into being a composer, into writing music, into searching for notes and pieces of musical information that don't exist. That's the shock. All cliches are true. The years really do speed by. Life really is as short as they tell you it is. And there really is a God. So do I buy that one? If all the other cliches are true, hell, don't pose me that one. I'm not one of those guys that has a great worldview. I kind of deal with terror and fear and isolation and abandonment. Music itself is going to become like running water or electricity. So it's like, just take advantage of these last few years because none of this is ever going to happen again. You better be prepared for doing a lot of touring because that's really the only unique situation that's going to be left. I feel confident imposing change on myself. It's a lot more fun progressing than looking back. That's why I need to throw curveballs. On the other hand, what I like my music to do to me is awaken the ghosts inside of me. Not the demons, you understand, but the ghosts. They're in the chords and melodies. Is everything I want to say. The words just jolly it along. It's always been my way of expressing what, for me, is inexpressible by any other means. Art was, seriously, the only thing I'd ever wanted to own. It has always been for me a stable nourishment. I use it. It can change the way that I feel in the mornings. My mother was Catholic. My father was Protestant. There was always a debate going on at home. I think in those days we called them arguments, about who was right and who was wrong. I think it all comes back to being very selfish as an artist. I mean, I really do just write and record what interests me, and I do approach the stage shows in much the same way. What I have is a malevolent curiosity. That's what drives my need to write and what probably leads me to look at things a little askew. I do tend to take a different perspective from most people. I've started doing book reviews for Barnes & Noble. They saw that I did a lot of book reviews on the site, and they figured that it might not be a bad thing if they got me to do some for them as well. I gave them 5 categories I'd be interested in reviewing, from art to fiction to music. I suppose for me as an artist it wasn't always just about expressing my work. I really wanted, more than anything else, to contribute in some way to the culture that I was living in. It just seemed like a challenge to move it a little bit towards the way I thought it might be interesting to go. I think in the 70s that there was a general feeling of chaos, a feeling that the idea of the 60s as ideal was a misnomer. Nothing seemed ideal anymore. Everything seemed in between. Everything I read about hitting a midlife crisis was true. I had such a struggle letting go of youthful things and learning how to exist and have enthusiasm while settling into the comfort of an older age. I'm very at ease, and I like it. I never thought I would be such a family-oriented guy. I didn't think that was part of my makeup. But somebody said that as you get older you become the person you always should have been, and I feel that's happening to me. I'm rather surprised at who I am, because I'm actually like my dad. I wish myself to be a prop, if anything, for my songs. I want to be the vehicle for my songs. I would like to color the material with as much visual expression as is necessary for that song. And I saw the sax lineup that he had behind him and I thought, I'm going to learn the saxophone. When I grow up, I'm going to play in his band. So I sort of persuaded my dad to get me a kind of a plastic saxophone on the hire purchase plan. I've made over 25 studio albums, and I think probably I've made 2 real stinkers in my time, and some not bad albums, and some really good albums. I'm proud of what I've done. In fact, it's been a good ride. Hedonism is a state of mind. You can take it that I'm referring to one who does not see his world. He has no mental light. He destroys almost unwittingly. He cannot feel any God's presence in his life. He is the 21st century man. It would be my guess that Madonna is not a very happy woman. From my own experience, having gone through persona changes like that kind of clawing need to be the center of attention is not a pleasant place to be. I'm in awe of the universe, but I don't necessarily believe there's an intelligence or agent behind it. I do have a passion for the visual in religious rituals, though, even though they may be completely empty and bereft of substance. What I do is I write mainly about very personal and rather lonely feelings, and I explore them in a different way each time. You know, what I do is not terribly intellectual. I'm a pop singer for Christ's sake. As a person, I'm fairly uncomplicated. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.